have half a cup of coriander leaves or dhania, about 10 mint leaves or pudina, 6 cloves of garlic, the juice of half a lemon. We're going to use half a lemon. Now here I have 1 teaspoon of rock salt. If you don't have rock salt, you can use regular salt, and 1 teaspoon of yellow chili powder, which is easily available in general stores. Now here in the spices, I have 1 teaspoon each of coriander powder, cumin powder, pepper powder, red chili powder, and chaat masala. And half a teaspoon of garam masala, which is homemade. So I'll leave a link of how I made the garam masala at home. And here I have half a cup of medium sized poha, which I've rinsed and just kept it in a colander. This is also a key ingredient for this aloo tikki. So these are all our ingredients right now that we require. And I'm going to put all these ingredients except for the poha into my mixer jar. And then I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of water. And we're going to grind this to a very fine paste. This is how your paste will look. Now I've taken a pan and heated it up and added 1 tablespoon of oil. So once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add this ground paste to the oil, as well as I'm going to add the poha to the oil, to the paste as well. And I'm going to fry these 2 ingredients really well together. That is the paste that we ground as well as the poha. So fry this for almost a minute on a low to medium flame. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. Again, fry all of this really well for half a minute more, and then your paste will look like this. So put the heat off and just set it aside. Now in a large bowl, I've taken 4 medium potatoes that I boiled, peeled and mashed, and I'm going to add this fried paste to the potatoes, and then we're going to mix these 2 ingredients really well together. So this is basically the dough for our patty. And once you've mixed it all well together, we're going to refrigerate this for at least 15 minutes so that everything comes together really well. And then we're going to form patties like this. Basically, just take a part of the dough, make it into a ball like this, and then just press it down. So in this way, I formed the patties. I got 7 patties out of the 4 potatoes. And this is 1 cup of breadcrumbs. Now we're going to make a batter of 2 tablespoons of flour or maida and 1 tablespoon of corn flour. Now mix these flours together really well, and then I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of water, and we're going to make a kind of a batter, a thick batter. Now this batter, basically we're going to dip the patty into this batter and then put it into the breadcrumbs, so that way the breadcrumbs also stick to the batter really well. And also when we're frying this, you'll get a lovely crispy aloo tikki patty. So the corn flour and the maida really help to make this patty nice and crispy. So when you bite into the patty, you get that lovely crunch. And now all you have to do is just shape the patty really well, dip it into the batter, and then just put it into the breadcrumbs and coat it really well with these breadcrumbs. And then set it aside. Now you could keep this in the refrigerator, and whenever you're ready to make your burgers, you can deep fry them. Now you'll have to deep fry these burgers for that extra crispy, aloo tikki patty kind of, if you want that particular taste. So I suggest that you do deep fry them, because shallow frying them will not really give you that crunch and the, actual taste of the aloo tikki. So now I'm just deep frying them on a low to medium flame in some oil till they're nice and golden brown and crispy. So take your time with the frying and don't overcrowd your pan. Just fry 1 patty at a time. And once you're done frying with them, don't put them on any tissue paper, but you're going to put them on a kind of a sieve. So what I did is I took a big bowl, and on top of it I've kept my sieve, my steel sieve. That way it won't become soggy, but it'll retain the crispiness. So you can see how nicely fried and golden brown it is. So now we're just going to put it on this steel colander or sieve and let it rest there. That way it will remain nice and crispy. So in this way I fried, all the patties that I needed to make the burgers. And once they're done, you have your lovely aloo tikki patties all ready. And now I'll just show you how I assembled the burger. So first in a pan, I just took 1 teaspoon of butter and I just toasted the burger buns a little bit. So you get that nice toasty effect. So they look like this once you toast them. Then I just applied 1 tablespoon of veg mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of ketchup. Now mix the mayo and the ketchup really well together. Next, you're going to place your aloo tikki patty. And then I've got these special sliced onions. So watch the video till the end and I'll tell you how I prepared these special sliced onions. And then the cheese slice, so I'm going with cheddar. And then just place the top of the patty on the burger on the top, and that's it, guys. And serve it with some lovely chips and some chilled Coke. And delicious potato cheese balls. So first we're going to start by making the potato covering. Now for that, I've taken some potatoes, just boil them. I leave the instructions as to how to boil the potatoes, peel them and just grated them very fine. Now I'm going to add some pepper powder, about a teaspoon of pepper powder. All ingredients with their exact measurements will be in the description box below. This is again 1 teaspoon of mixed herbs, 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes. Then here I have some crushed garlic, about 5 to 6 cloves. If you have garlic powder, then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and some salt to taste. We're going to mix all of this well into the potato. And then we're going to add just about 1.5 tablespoon of corn flour and about 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. I will leave a recipe at the end of this video as to how to make your own breadcrumbs at home. Now I'm going to make a corn slurry, So I've taken about 1 tablespoon of corn flour and about 1/4 cup of water and made a slurry. So now our potato covering is all ready. Our slurry is all ready. And I've just cut up some cheese cubes. So these are some cheese cubes which I've cut. Try to cut them into small even sized squares, and then we're just going to flatten up the potato filling like this, make a hollow like this, and then just place one of the little cheese cubes inside, and then again cover up the entire thing. And in this way we'll make all of these balls and keep them aside. Now you could add grated cheese too, but then you add these little cheese cubes, and once you bite into them, it's the cheese really melts once you fry it, and it's really, really delightful. So now once all the balls are prepared, we're just going to dip them into this slurry that we've prepared, and then we're going to dip them into this breadcrumbs. So they look like this, and then just keep them aside. You can also start heating up your oil on a low to medium flame. So I have left a recipe at the end of this video of how to make breadcrumbs at home with leftover bread slices sides. That is, sometimes we make sandwiches and we leave the sides. Don't throw them away. You can store them in your refrigerator in a steel box, and then after that just roast them and grind them up. I'll show you. You'll see that at the end of the recipe. And now that my oil is nice and heated up, I'm just going to deep fry these potato cheese balls till they're nice and golden brown in color. So don't overcrowd your pan. Put about 3 depending on the size of your pan, and keep an eye on them so they don't get burnt, and see that they're evenly fried. And keep your flame from low to medium, not on a very high flame. And they have to come to a nice golden brown color evenly all over. And once they're done, you can just drain the excess oil on a kitchen towel or kitchen napkin. And there they are, friends, all ready. So let them cool down before you bite into them. And they're really, really nice and crispy, and the outer covering also is really nice. So now we're just going to cut open one and see what it looks like inside. So take a nice sharp serrated knife, and there you can see the lovely cheese cube inside. So once you bite into it, it's just it just melts in your mouth and it tastes really lovely. So you can go with any type of cheese. You can even go with the stringy mozzarella. I've just gone with the simple Amul processed cheese. That's our favorite at my home. So that's the recipe for today. I hope you like it.
Moong burger. We have two parts. The first part is making the wedge cutlet out of our sprouted moong, and the second part is assembling our burger. So let us start with the ingredients we require for making our wedge cutlet out of sprouted moong. I have left the instructions in the description box below as to how to prepare the sprouted boiled moong, and you have to drain out all the water from it. So this will take about at least 3 to 4 hours for it to become completely dry. Otherwise, our burger cutlet will be very soggy if it has water in it. Then we require some finely diced capsicum. I've taken the green color and the red color. Then we have some chopped garlic, about 4 to 5 cloves. Some green chilies, about 2 slit green chilies. I've cut them very fine. Then some pepper powder, some pizza seasoning, and some slices of bread. I've made them into small bits because this adds a body to the cutlet and allows it to be firm so we can fry it easily. Then for assembling our burger, we require burger buns, which I've cut into 2 halves like this. We need some cheese slices, some mayonnaise, some ketchup, and some caramelized onion. I've caramelized this onion using olive oil. All of this is done using extra virgin olive oil. So let's start with our first part, which is preparing the cutlet. Okay, here in my pan, I have some olive oil heating up. To this, I will add my garlic. You don't have to heat your olive oil a lot. So we'll start by sauteing our garlic. Once our garlic is sauteed a little, we'll add in our green chilies. We can now add our capsicum. Now we will add about 2 teaspoons of pepper powder and about 2 teaspoons of pizza seasoning and give it a good mix. Now we can put our flame off and we will add this now to our sprouted and boiled moong. Our next step is now that we add whatever we have fried into our sprouted moong. To this we will also add our pieces of bread. We will also add some salt according to taste. And now we have to mix all of this together. You can use your hands or you can use a potato masher or a pav bhaji masher and get all of this together. Now that we have mixed all our moong and veggies together, our next step is to form cutlets and we require some breadcrumbs to roll them in. So let's start forming our cutlets. You will take a little bit of the mixture depending on how big a cutlet or smaller cutlet you want to make. If you find it a little bit soggy, add some more bread slices, pieces of bread slices to it. And then you will roll it in your breadcrumbs. And keep it aside. In this way, I'll prepare some more cutlets. So I've prepared 4 cutlets and now we will heat our pan and again pour in some olive oil. And once the oil is a little hot, we will add our cutlets. You can add vegetables of your choice. That is, you can add carrots, you can add spinach leaves, you can add anything which you would like to this burger. It's a very healthy burger. You can give it to your kids. You can have it, share it with friends and family. And now we'll wait for our burger to brown. Try and use a non-stick pan because it helps with frying the burger well. Now you will see that your burger is getting nice and brown, but we have to fry this for some more time till we get a lovely dark brown color on it. Now you can see that our burger has become nice and brown. The cutlets have become nice and brown. We'll still wait for some time because then they become nice and crispy. And because we've added the pieces of sliced bread, it's got some firmness too. Also, like I said, you have to remove all the excess water from your boiled moong. So what I do is I put it in a colander, a steel colander or strainer. I put a plate and I put a heavy object on top of it. And I let all the water drain out for at least 4 to 5 hours. Preferably keep it in the fridge so that all the water gets drained out and you get a nice dry consistency. So now that our burgers are ready, the burger cutlet, we'll take them off in a plate. The aroma is amazing of capsicum and pepper and all the herbs in the pizza seasoning. So now we'll go to the assembling of our burger. So now we're going to assemble our burger. Now one thing which you can do is also on your hot pan, just put the burger bread, so get it a little bit toasted. You can apply some butter, but since we are making the very healthy version, we'll avoid the butter. Just toast it lightly so the bread also becomes a little nice and crispy. So now we'll go to assemble our burger. Now you can see that I've toasted the bun a little bit. We'll first add some mayonnaise to our bread. Take the lower portion. This is the upper portion. Use the lower portion. Put some mayonnaise. Then we shall put some ketchup. You can put the spicy ketchup. You can put the sweet ketchup. Then we'll take our burger cutlet. Then we'll add some caramelized onion. This gives a lovely flavor to the burger. And then we'll put in a cheese slice. You can use any cheese slice of your choice. Here I've used the cheddar because my family likes the cheddar cheese. And then close your burger. And there it is, the lovely moong burger. I'll show you one more. So here I've taken the bread and the top. First we'll apply some mayonnaise. Then goes some ketchup. Then goes your burger cutlet. Some caramelized onion. And then a slice of cheese. And there you have it, friends, the amazing veg moong burger. It's delicious and healthy too. Thank you for watching my recipe.
Prepare. So now in a bowl I've taken 4 medium-sized potatoes, boiled them, peeled them and grated them. Now I'm going to add half a cup of grated carrots, half a cup of very finely chopped capsicum, half a cup of shredded cabbage, half a cup of finely chopped coriander. Now mix all of this well together. Now we're going to add some salt to taste. Don't add too much salt because we're also going to add the Szechuan sauce or Szechuan chutney, which also has salt. So 2 tablespoons of Szechuan chutney or Szechuan sauce, whatever you have at hand. Next goes in 2 tablespoons of corn flour, which is a binding agent. And now you're going to mix all of this really well together. You can get your hands in there and just see that everything is really well mixed. Now I've taken about 4 slices of bread and I've cut them in the middle like this twice, so I get these long fingers. Then I've taken 2 tablespoons of corn flour, to which I've added about 2 tablespoons of water, and we're going to make this slurry. And this is some roasted sesame seeds or roasted peel. Just dry roast them, about half a cup. Now I'm just going to put this filling on top of the slices like this. Don't overfill it or don't underfill it, about half an inch, and then press it down with a spoon. Now because of the corn flour, everything really sticks well together. So do all of this with whatever slices you have or whatever filling you have. And once all of them are done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty the peel or the roasted sesame seeds onto a plate. And now I'm just going to brush these fingers with the slurry of corn flour and water that we made. And then I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seeds on the top. And then just press the sesame seeds down. Now because we've roasted them, they don't easily come out. If they were not roasted, then they would be all over the place and they don't even stick very well. So do roast the sesame seeds. I'm using the white sesame seeds. You could use even the brown ones, whatever you have at hand. And sprinkle a generous amount and then just press it down. The sesame seeds or the peel give a very nice flavor to this gold fingers, and they also give a nice kind of a crunch. And now I've taken a little bit of oil in a pan and I put the bread side down first. Don't put the filling side down first. And fry them for about half a minute till the base becomes nice and golden brown on a low to medium flame. And then with the help of two forks, or you can use a tongue, just turn it over once the base is golden brown like this. Now you could deep fry this, but I don't like deep frying this. I prefer shallow frying it because everything is actually already cooked in the filling. All we need to do is just give it a nice kind of a crunch. So in this way, fry all the gold fingers. And once they're done, you can just drain the excess oil onto a kitchen towel, and you can serve this with some ketchup or some Szechuan chutney. Now, if you want to get the gold coin, which is something which is served in restaurants and all you have to do is take a bread slice and cut it in into a circle, big circle shape in the center, which using a vati, or if you have a cookie cutter, and then do the same thing. But I didn't want to waste the bread slices, so I went with this gold fingers. So I hope you like today's recipe, and I hope you give it a try. Do let me know in the comment section as to how you liked it. And of course, you can fry only how much ever you want, and you can store the rest in a refrigerator in an airtight container and fry it whenever you want. So I'll catch you in my next video. Take care, guys. This is Akshata. Lovely whole wheat pizza puffs. Super simple to prepare. Now we're going to start by making the dough. For that I require 1 cup of whole wheat flour. This is regular flour that we use to make chapatis or puris. Half a cup of dahi or yogurt. 1/4 cup of water. Half a teaspoon of Eno salts. Some salt to taste. And a few drops of oil. So for the dough, I've just added the salt to the flour. Then I'm going to add the Eno salts. Mix all these 3 dry ingredients well together. Next, we're going to add the yogurt or the dahi. I'll leave a recipe of how I prepare my dahi at home in the description box below. Mix all of this really well together. And now we're just going to add a little water at a time, and we're going to make this into a nice dough similar to that which you would make for a roti, chapati, puri. So it should be nice and firm, yet it should be nice and elastic and flexible too. And then I'm just going to add a few drops of oil and knead this really well and set it aside for about 5 minutes. So during that time, let's make the stuffing or the filling for this lovely pizza puff. So now for the filling, I've taken a small bowl. To that, I'm going to add 1 medium onion that I've chopped fine. Next, I'm going to add 1 small capsicum that I've chopped fine. Next goes in 1 small tomato that I've de-seeded and taken out all the flesh and cut it up again into small fine cubes. Next, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of French beans chopped fine, 1 teaspoon of mixed Italian herbs. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of red chili flakes. Next is going to go in 1 tablespoon of red chili sauce, as well as 1 tablespoon of pizza pasta sauce, 1/4 cup of cheese that I've cut into small cubes. Mix all of this really well together. And we just have 1 more ingredient to go for our filling to be ready, and that is just about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper powder. So once that is added, mix everything well and our filling is all ready. So now I've taken my rolling board, I've just dusted it with a little bit of whole wheat flour. I've taken a small lime-sized ball of the dough that we prepared, and I'm just going to smoothen it out, and then I'm just going to roll it out like you would with a normal roti or chapati or puri. We want about 1/2 inch of thickness. We don't want it to be very thick or very thin. Now you can keep some oil at the side for deep frying, or you can even shallow fry these once they're ready. And then I'm just going to take a round vati. You can also use a round cookie cutter and just cut this up into small, even size rounds like this. Not too big or not too small, just a small puri sized kind of shape. And then we're just going to fill it up in the center with about 1 teaspoon of the filling. Don't overfill it or underfill it. Place the other one on the top. Just seal the sides really well. Press them down well, and then just for the designers as well, to seal it, we're just going to press it down with a fork. So this does the double work of sealing this puff as well as also creating a nice pretty design. So it should look like this. So prepare as many as you want and set them aside. Just ensure that there are no holes on the top or on the base, otherwise your filling will all ooze out into the oil. And also see that it's very well sealed. If it breaks, just restart again. And now all we have to do is just fry it till it's nice and golden brown in color, and drain the excess oil on some kitchen napkin. Now, if you don't want to deep fry this, you can just shallow fry it in a little bit of oil in a frying pan too. Or you could even bake this in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 5 to 7 minutes. And that's it, guys. Our lovely whole wheat pizza puffs are all ready. And I'll just break open one and show you that it's really delicious, and it's a must try. So I hope you do give this recipe a try. I'll catch you in my next video. This is Akshata signing off. Bye, guys.